Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's right. I am back and I am better than ever, as the great Eric Bischoff would usually say. Welcome, everyone, to the official AEW's Double or Nothing 2022 pay per view review and reactions. Obviously, man, the ending of the show, we have a new AEW World Champion. It's been a while now, actually. I think the last time CM Punk was a world champion, I believe, was actually when he lost the WWE title to a certain Rocky at a Royal Rumble. But nonetheless, CM Punk is the new AEW's world champion. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, first comment of the night goes to C Nation Dog. How did my graduation go? Yeah, for those who don't know why I've been gone, as you see, this is my first video back. I have been gone for over a week now because I've had graduation week. I've had family coming in and out, staying here at the house. But yeah, graduation went really well. I'm very excited. Really went well. Had a good time. But at the same time, I am glad to be back here. And I know all of you are probably thinking, what is this dude doing here with the suit and everything, looking like Seth freaking Rollins? But again, guys, it's my first video back in over a week. We just saw AEW. Might as well, crack open a beer. Well, I don't drink, but might as well put on the suit on and get comfortable. But yes, CM Punk is the new AEW World Champion. So anyways, guys, let's get into this show. Overall, man, first off, I thought this show, way too many matches. Right off the bat, this show was just way too many matches. I mean, this match had a total of 14 matches. One take place in the pre-show. Yeah, we'll talk about the pre-show actually, but I mean, just 14 matches on the card. You know, just way too much in my opinion. And in my personal opinion, if you want me to rank this AEW show, I'm gonna have to give it a solid 8. It wasn't a bad AEW pay-per-view. Like I think if you go online, you'll see, a few people talk about how the show is like, oh, this show is garbage and all that. But, if you look past it, this show to me, in my opinion, it was solid to say the least. It wasn't a bad AEW show, but it wasn't like, in my personal opinion, it wasn't the strongest AEW show. You know what I mean? Hopefully that makes sense to you. Like, it's not the greatest AEW pay-per-view of all time. You know what I mean? But the first match that we had take place in the pre-show, or the buy-in, whatever you want to call it, was Hookhausen, which is the team of Hook and Danhausen, taking on Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. Yeah, I mean, Hookhausen gets the win here. They win. Danhausen was pretty much getting beaten up by Tony Nese and Mark Sterling for most of the match. Hook comes in. Hook does his typical Hook dominance, and like I said, Hook and Danhausen get the win here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be in the minority here and say I don't really care that much about Hookhausen. I know that's gonna probably shock a lot of viewers, but I just don't like Danhausen. I just haven't really been able to get into. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Is he a big signing? No. Like, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I try to get into his character, but like, I just don't find him funny. I get he's a comedy wrestler, but I don't know. I tried so hard, but I don't know. I don't know. I just find some of the stuff he does so like unfunny to me. Like Danhausen, like with this cursing, whatever he does, like I'm like, okay, no reaction whatsoever. So, the first official match on the Double or Nothing card was Wartlow defeating MJF. And this, my God, man, this was an interesting one, man, because last night, obviously, just to, explain to the people who don't know, MJF was supposed to be at the meet and greet. Obviously, AEW had, Fan Fest, so, meet and greets, all that BS. But MJF was supposed to be part of it, and he didn't show up. The people who was putting this meet and greet together, tried to call him. He didn't answer. One person on Twitter was like, MJF is like in the casino gambling. You know how people be in Las Vegas, they be gambling and stuff. And then Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful put out a statement that there was a flight that was booked to New Jersey out of LA, and MJF supposedly booked for that flight. So the whole night, everyone's making videos about it. Everyone's saying, oh my God, MJF is walking out of AEW. MJF has left. MJF is not going to be a part. Oh, MJF, how disrespectful it was for him to walk out. You know what I mean? So everybody was just talking about it. And then, of course, you had your people that were saying, oh, this is a work, this is good, obviously a good plug to get fans, a last minute ditch effort to, get fans to tune into the pay-per-view, to buy the pay-per-view if you haven't already. Me personally, looking at this whole situation, I was like, work, shoot, we're just gonna have to see what happens. That was just mostly how I felt. Like, we'll just have to see what happens. Yes, Nation Dog, I agree. This show was super long. I really think AEW, what they need to do, they need to have their pay-per-views be at like 7. You know what I mean? And I know like tonight they were really saving for the main event. TK was saying because of the game between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics, Game 7, which by the way Miami lost, sucks, but Boston won, better team. But yeah, so they were really trying to save it for that. But yeah, like I said again, man, 14 matches on this show. I mean, Jesus, The next match. Oh, I didn't even talk about this matchup. But yeah, Wartlow beats MJF. This, I know a lot of people are going to look at this match and be like, oh, Wartlow just squashes MJF. Because in all honesty, Wartlow squashed MJF. I mean, this dude freaking MJF, I don't think he got one shot in. He was trying to put the ring on, but the ref saw him. The ref was like, can't do that, buddy. Like, he was patting him on the back and like, you done messed up now, buddy. Wartlow power bombs MJF. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10. It's a little Sean Spears reference. So Wartlow wins the match. MJF is taken out of the arena in a stretcher. Wartlow is officially all elite with All Elite Wrestling. I think this is good. A lot of people are actually saying online about how this is MJF's way out of AEW. Me personally, I don't see it happening. But I'm telling you, man, when it comes down, when MJF has to, his contract expires, the bidding war of 2024, as he calls it, it's going to be really interesting to see what MJF does. And I can make a whole video about that. Well, then again, I already did. But, yeah, Wartlow gets the win here. All right, so supposedly we had the tag team dream match here. We had the Hardys, Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, taking on the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. So from a match standpoint, I thought this match was okay. It did start, I ain't gonna lie, it did start off a little bit slow. And the most of the match just felt like a 2-on-1 handicap match. I don't know about you guys, but ever since Jeff has gotten here in AEW, it's just like, he's been, I don't want to say a shell of himself, but he just hasn't, I don't know. I know, we all got to grow older at some point, but I don't know. But anyways, I will admit, the match did get pretty good towards the end. Hardys did get the win here. I mean, I was okay with it. I mean, obviously we're going to see on this past Wednesday night that we got a multi-man matchup there as it was announced. But yeah, Hardys get the win here. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Honestly, I feel like this match, the lack of build-up was terrible. Like, the fact that this match had little to no build was just like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, they just throwing it out there. Oh, this is a tag team dream match. It was just like, ugh, okay. But nonetheless, Hardys get the win. All right, Jade Cargill takes on Anna Jay. Now, this is for the AEW TBS title. I'm not going to lie, man, and it sucks because I like Jade Cargill. I like Anna Jay. I thought this match was boring. like, there was really nothing in this match, to be honest with you, that excited me. Honestly, it's one of those matches where the winner, like the champion's going to retain their title. Like, there was no point in this match, even when Anna Jay was countering Jade Cargill out of her finisher move or rolled her up or anything like that. Not one point in this match that I think, nevertheless, had the thought or the image that Anna Jay was going to beat Jade Cargill in that ring 1, 2, 3 and hold up the TBS championship. At no point did I see that happening. not even imagining that. To be honest with you, it's what it's what happened after the match. Excuse me, there is what got people talking because we had two debuts. One as a manager, the other a woman. We also saw Chris Stanlander come out there as well, but we saw the uh, we saw the formerly known Malcolm Bivens, also now known as Stokely Hathaway. I don't know why, but hey, it is what it is. It's still the same guy, Malcolm Bivens. What you see is what you get. But you all know, man, Malcolm Bivens, obviously, I ain't gonna lie. I know he's in AEW now, but I'm gonna miss him in NXT. Diamond Mind, him with Diamond Mind. It was so good. It was so good. But yeah, so he said now I guess he's with Jay Cargill now, but he wasn't the only one who's all elite with All Elite Wrestling. As we saw, because Chris Statlander came out here, we saw Athena. Now I know you're probably thinking, who the heck's Athena? Ember Moon. Ember Moon, AK, also known as now as Athena. She made her debut. She came out. She confronted Jay Cargill, so it looks like her and Jay Cargill are gonna ram it up. But yeah, Athena, Jay Cargill, they the three women on the baddie section. They have the stare down, and that's it. So yeah, I'm not surprised Athena's with AEW. I know she was like in the interview saying about how, yeah, I'm just hoping for AEW to call, and they picked up the call, and she didn't waste no time. She went right away. So I just hope with Athena, man. Something tells me that I know this is gonna ruffle some feathers here, but something tells me she might just end up being one of those women who seems like a big deal on the roster, and then after a while, she just she kind of, I don't want to say fades until, obscurity, but she just becomes one of those, wrestlers who I don't know, but Athena, hopefully some good comes out, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but yeah. Okay, so after that, we had this 6-man tag team matchup. House of Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Murphy, Brody King defeat the Dev Triangle, Pac, Penta, Obscura, and Ray Phoenix. All right, yeah, this match was actually pretty good. I thought, like, coming out of the 3 matches that just took place, I thought this was the best. It was really good. Was it a little spot fest, just a little bit, a little sort of in my opinion, but nonetheless, it was a really good matchup here. House of Black gets the win here because as Pac was going up to the top rope, the lights go out, and everyone's thinking, uh-oh, what the heck's going on now? And we see Julia Hart. She just freaking spits the black mist into Pac. And because of that, the House of Black was able to get the win. Julia Hart is officially, well, she's all elite, but she's officially, I guess you could say, all elite with the House of Black. Yeah, Julia Hart, you knew it was coming. I just think it was going to happen tonight. They've been teasing it, and they finally do it. So she's finally with them, And as we saw the Varsity Blondes, where were they at? I was thinking, like, where are the Varsity Blondes? I guess they was like, well, she's with them. There's nothing we can do about it. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, the House of Black gets the winner. Hopefully this leads to House of Black getting a little bit more TV time, because I feel like that the House of Black, I wouldn't say they haven't been losing momentum, but they just haven't, I don't know. They haven't really been a prominent feature on the show that much. So we get not just the men's, but we get the women's, both the men and women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Final. And Adam Cole defeats Samoa Joe. Dr. Britt Baker defeats Ruby Soho. Yeah, Adam Cole and Samoa Joe, I thought this match was okay. Adam Cole, I had a feeling Cole and Britt Baker won. Like, as soon as Cole won, I was like, yeah, Britt's winning this match. Like, Britt is going to win this match. And she does. And I thought her match with Ruby was okay. Like, both of these matches were okay. So Adam Cole and Britt Baker. And, I find it so weird because Dr. Britt Baker and, by the way, yes, Wartlow finally got his hands on MGF. Yes, Nation. No, that was pretty cool to see. The payoff was cool. But, going back to Cole and Britt, it was just so weird seeing them because they're heels. Like, they're heels. And we saw Martha Hart, the widow, of Owen Hart, coming out, and she actually really cut a really good speech there. But it was just so funny and so weird seeing them like clapping and smiling and stuff. And you would think that their heels, they would be gloating about it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Adam Cole, I feel like, I mean, he's a good wrestler, but like character wise, it's like, what's there about him? You know what I mean? Like, does he have charisma? You know what I mean? How does Adam Cole stand out? But yeah, Adam Cole and Dr. Britt Baker win, so I don't know where they go from here, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was I'm pretty sure now this is a yearly thing with this Owen Hart tournament. So yeah. All right, so we have another six-man mixed tag team match playa. We had America Top Team, Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and Paige Van Zelt defeating Frankie Kazarian, Sammy Guevara, and Ty Conti. Guys, this matchup was so confusing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like this so confusing because America Top Team, you got them, but then you got Frankie Kazarian, you got Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti, which we're not gonna even get into. But it was so weird because like Sammy and Ty, clearly they're playing the roles of the heels. Like, don't sit up here and say, oh, they're baby faces. Nah, son, they were the heels. And you got Frankie Kazarian, who's a full blown baby face. Why is he even teaming up with Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti in the first place? That's what it really didn't make sense to me. And the caveat of this, though, was that since America Top Team won, neither Frankie Kazarian or Sammy Guevara are not allowed to challenge for the TNT Championship as long as Scorpio Sky is champion. Thank God. But you know what? They should have made a rule where Sammy could never challenge for the TNT Championship ever again. Thank God they put that rule in. Thank God this story is over. These are very talented people. Credit to Paige Van Zelt. She had a pretty solid debut. But this matchup was, again, confusing. The match was okay, but just like the story, it just was hokey. It's all over the place. It's confusing, and it's just too much. Frank, just at this point, I don't know why you're even establishing Sammy and Ty as baby faces when they're at this point full blown heels. And they're clearly doing their job right, because I was at the point where I'm about to pull a Roman Reigns and turn the channel, or turn the pay-per-view off because ugh, you know what I mean? But yeah, as we saw early on in the night, Scorpio Sky was like, "Nah, this story is over. Who's next?" And we get Dante Martin, and it was announced that this Wednesday night that Scorpio Sky and Dante Martin will face each other for the TNT Championship. That should be a really good pay-per-view. Well, not pay-per-view, but that should be a really good match for Dynamite this Wednesday night. But yeah, this story, I'm glad it's over. Thank God it's over. Sammy, Ty Conti, I don't know what they're going to do next. To be honest with you, I don't care. Nah, I'm just kidding. But for real, like, thank God this is over. This TNT title, it needs to get back to where it was ever since Cody lost that belt. I mean, yeah, ever since he did lost that belt, that title has just been, it's been too much. Okay, so now let's get to Kyle O'Reilly and Darby Allin. I really don't get now. Okay, I do. I get the story that they were trying to play here. Obviously, O'Reilly stepped on the injured Sting, so Darby's trying to get revenge for his cool uncle by defeating Kyle O'Reilly. But as good as this match was, this match didn't have to take place on the show tonight. It really didn't. Like, again, we already had a ton of matches taking place. We had 4 other matches taking place after this. Like, this match did not need to be on the show. In my honest opinion, you should have put this match on Dynamite. Like, this could have opened up Dynamite, or you know what I mean. Like, this this did not have to take place on the show whatsoever, in my opinion. But that's my personal opinion. I know a lot of you are probably like, yeah, this should have took place. But my personal opinion, I don't think this really should have took place. But O'Reilly shockingly defeated Darby Allin here, which shocked everyone, including me. Man, that spot with Darby, though, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Darby was going for his typical, suicide dive, flip on the outside. But I think, he landed on his leg or something. I'm telling you, man, Darby, that dude is insane, But nonetheless, this is a really good match here, and O'Reilly gets the win here. And I really don't know where you go with this. I really don't know. But after that match, we get the AEW Women's World Championship. Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb. You can already tell by the way this match was looking like that these two women were going to go technical all the way throughout. And yes, they did. They indeed went very technical here. I was actually surprised the match was pretty good for the most part. I think the problem with this match, though, is that it was so late into the show. I really think that this match should have took place maybe early on in the night or something. Like, it probably could have replaced Jay Cargill and Anna Jay. But, you could have had Jay Cargill and Anna Jay be like your cool down period. But, yeah, Thunder Rosa retains her title. I thought that was the right decision. No offense to Serena Deeb fans, but she didn't. Tonight just wasn't her night to win. Thunder Rosa, this was her tonight to retain the title. So yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll see what happens there with Thunder Rosa. But yeah, man. After this, we had, in my personal opinion, I thought this was as chaotic as this match was. Like, this match was all over the place in a good way. I thought this was probably one of the better matches of the night right here. The Anarchy in the arena match, the Jericho Appreciation Society defeating the Blackpool Combat Club, and I actually predicted this. Like, I said in my predictions that not only was the Jericho Appreciation Society were gonna win, but Brian and Eddie, they have heat, and we saw it tonight. They were going at each other's heads, and because of it, the Jericho Appreciation Society were able to get the win. I thought this was good. I thought this was really good. This was all over the place. I mean, you might, freaking New Jack. You know what I mean? You guys know how New Jack, when he wrestles, his music keep playing. They had Moxley's theme continue to play, and I was like, oh, well, that's just to start the match. But no, they had his entire theme playing, and then Jericho, being the heel that he is, turned the music off. Everybody got in a mad mode because of that, but I thought that was just so New Jack. It really reminded me a lot of New Jack. But nonetheless, Jericho Appreciation Society get the win here. Really curious to see what's going to happen next. Obviously, Danielson and Eddie, they're going to go at each other's heads like, oh, how dare you, Eddie, because, man, Eddie was about to lit the wizard up. he had the fire and everything out, crazy. Anyways, so we get the semi-main event. This was a 3-way tag team match playa for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Oh, and by the way, speaking of which, where was William Regal at tonight? I know that Willa Yuta's in Japan right now. He's finishing up the Best of the Super Juniors. But I was kind of surprised not to see William Regal out tonight. Maybe he could have gotten involved and was able to get Danielson and Eddie to pull it together. But anyways, as we move on, yeah, we get the 3-way dance. This was for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Yeah, I thought this matchup, I thought at this point fans were going to be tired, but kudos to the fans tonight, man. Like, they were pretty, I wouldn't say they were hot the entire show, but they weren't silent, you know what I mean? Like, they made some noise. And yeah, this was a really great matchup here, I thought, for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Another really good display of tag team wrestling in AEW. And I said that Team Taz should have won. Powerhouse Hobbs need to get that title. But Jurassic Express retains the titles here, and I was actually pretty surprised that they retained the titles here, because with the way things were going, it seemed that Jurassic Express wasn't going to win the titles. I actually thought for real that Team Taz was going to win, but as you can see, they didn't. So, the main events. We got a Cowboy versus the Second City Saints. We got a Cowboy taking on CM Punk, the voice of the voiceless. But then again, we can't really call him the voice of the voiceless anymore, can we? CM Punk versus Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship. This was a match that many fans, you could tell, they was kind of side by side here. People were cheering for Punk, and then you had people booing for Punk. You had people cheering for Hangman, and you had people booing for Hangman. You had an F-U Hangman chant, which was like, well, dang. the same people just a few months ago was clamoring for Hangman to beat Omega are the same people now that are chanting F-U Hangman. I was like, wow. You fans really want Punk to win, I see. Which he did. Hangman, there was a moment in the match as the referee went down. Hangman had the AEW World title and he was looking to hit Punk with it, but he had a moment. He was like, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. So he brings the title down, tries to hit the buckshot lariat. Punk counters, looks like he's going for a swinging net breaker, twirls him around like Cinderella, hits him with the GTS. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk is the new AEW World Champion. And this, I mean, this honestly, this could have went any other way. Like Hangman could have won, and I would have been like, hey, this is good. You know, this is good for him. But Punk winning, you got to look at it this way. Obviously, you know, you want to put prestige on the title. And Hangman, I feel like his AEW run, it wasn't a bad run. Like, Hangman's not the worst AEW World Champ of all time. You know, who knows, in the future we might have a champion now, you know, would really be worse. But there was something missing with Hangman's, you know, run, his title run. And I don't know what it was because, like, when he won the title, it was a good moment. It was a feel-good moment. You know, the story, the build-up. But then he wins the title. He has the run. You know, he has the matches with Danielson. And he does. Like, his matches were really good. Like, his 2 matches with Danielson. Well, I thought the Iron Man match was slightly overrated. But, you know, the match with Danielson's were pretty good. The Lance Archer match was really good. The Cole one, predictable. It's kind of a weak one if I'm being honest with you. An okay one with Dante Martin. You know, and then, of course, the rematch with Cole. But it feels like that still that, I don't know, Hangman, there was something missing. Like, even despite the fact that he was having these good matches, Hangman still didn't felt like, in my opinion at least, the main vocal point of the show. Like, heading out of the AEW Dynamite shows, Hangman wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't the highlight of the show. He wasn't like the most talked about guy heading out of the show. It was like Hangman would be in a feud or be in a segment, and then that's it. Well, no more Hangman. It didn't, you know. So I think, I don't know. But I'm seeing a lot of people, and I could already tell, you know, everybody's online probably thinking, oh, Hangman is buried. Why would they do that? And, you know, I could see where people are coming from. You know, Punk being with, obviously, WWE, ex-WWE guy. I could see where people are coming from. I really can. But, you know, you got to look at it this way. Hangman, how old is Hangman anyways? Maybe someone could tell me in the chat. Hold on, let me search this up here. Yeah, Hangman he's 30 years old. You know, Hangman, I wouldn't necessarily say he got buried tonight, but I think Hangman's good. You know, obviously AEW, you know, I think Hangman's good, in my honest opinion. Like, Hangman, he's good. He's 30 years old. He's still got a whole lot of years in the tank. Like, he ain't retiring anytime soon. Like, this ain't Hangman on his last legs here. Like, Hangman is good, in my opinion. So I'm really curious to see how they followed up. No, Punk didn't turn heel tonight, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on this coming episode of AEW Dynamite. I think it should be a really good show because, again, we'll just see what happens. Oh, and I forgot to mention, but we saw Andrade, which, by the way, Andrade got married to Charlotte Flair. I don't know if it was this past weekend or this past week, but either way, he got married, so shout out to them. Congrats. But Andrade brought in Rush, or Roosh, I think that's how you pronounce him. I don't know, but I guess his new partnership, I guess, you know, Forbidden Door, and that's another thing. Now that Double Nothing is over, we can officially move on to the big show of shows for pro wrestling, and that's Forbidden Door. So we'll see what happens there, because now you got to start building up for Forbidden Door because you're nearly a month away now. So that has been my overall review of AEW's Double or Nothing. Overall, I thought this was the show was really long in a sense, but I thought the show was pretty good for the most part. Like, I'd give it a solid 8 in my opinion. Not a bad show, but wasn't like the greatest AEW show, or nonetheless the greatest AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view in the 3-year anniversary. So hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like I said, guys, I've been gone for the past week because I've had graduation. You know, family's been living here. Like I literally have family, you know, staying in here, one family member staying here. But I am back now. We're back under normal circumstances. I'm gonna try my best to get out a video pretty much all week if I can. You know, we'll be back for Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. Hell in a Cell predictions are coming out this week because next Sunday night is Hell in a Cell. Appreciate you all for stepping in, even if it was just for a few seconds. And, because I forgot to mention this, make sure this is your first time here. If you like this, if you like what we're doing, if you like the suits, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This has been the Kid, DC Wrestling. And like us, CM Punk, I will see you guys later. Even though, nonetheless, I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you guys for watching. And so, yeah.